This is Russ. Yeah, I'm back in the car again. What time is it? 9:22, and I'm coming out of Costco already. 67 degrees outside. Supposed to hit about 78 today. So a little cooler today, but this weekend will be in the 80s again. Anyway, today I have a doctor's appointment. I should just say it's a nurse practitioner's appointment. I consider her more my doctor than the doctor. I see her more often. Anyways, every 3 months they require me to come in because of diabetes, but I'm going to ask her if I can just skip that to every 6 months. Because really we don't do anything other than I tell her what's been going on, and nothing's changed in like a year. So really, I don't see the point of seeing her so much. I have let's do that. I have a $50 copay every time I go to see her. So if I can cut her down to once every 6 months, that'd save me $100. Anyway, blood sugars today measured out at 110, which is typical for me. It's between usually 110 and 115. So that hasn't changed in a while. In at least a half a year, it hasn't changed. And the weight is about 233 to 235. Pretty much jumps back and forth between those two figures. What else? Blood pressure still seems high. I'm trying to remember what the numbers were. Something like 130 over 82 or something like that. So it is still high. I'm still taking blood pressure medication, but it doesn't seem to drop it any. It always seems to stay there. It could be my blood pressure cuff, so I decided to bring it this time and have them calibrate it. I don't know what they do to calibrate it. I mean, is there anything they really do to calibrate it? Or they just tell you, okay, you're off by this much? I have no idea how they're going to do it, but they said bring it in. So this time I remembered to do it. So I have it in the car. I don't have the appointment until 2 o'clock, so I've got some time to kill. So I went to Costco, had my slice of pizza and my 75-25 Coke Zero / Coke Diet Coke. I did some calculating. I did my grocery shopping for this morning already too. It's a Wednesday. Usually Wednesdays I do grocery shopping because that's when the ads come out. I did some calculating, and I mentioned before that, I typically eat what I eat. Mrs. Wright eats what she eats because we have two different types of diets and preferences, right? So as you know, my diet is typically a Costco pizza, sometimes a Costco hot dog, sometimes a Costco hot dog and a pizza, and then chicken, for the evening. And so that's usually, if I cook my own chicken, it's usually like chicken drumsticks or, chicken leg quarters. And if I don't, then it's usually a Costco rotisserie chicken. So I started doing some calculating. I said, okay, how often do I go to Costco? And I would say at least 5 times a week. It's a lot. So I said, well, how much do I spend? I said, let's calculate it based on getting a hot dog and a pizza. Because sometimes I just get a pizza and a drink, like today. Other times, sometimes I'll do both, Very rarely is it just a hot dog. I don't usually do that, but because I like my pizzas too much. So I said, let's calculate it based on a hot dog with a pizza. Because that'll raise the price up a little bit. Because otherwise, if it's a hot dog, if it's a pizza and a drink, then it's maybe off by 70 cents or something like that. So let's count the whole thing. So it's about, I think it's something, what is it, like $3.87 or something if you do the whole thing with tax, something in that range, okay? Let's say $4. $4 a day, 5 times a week, I spend at least $20, right? But then you got gas, all right? You got gas to get to Costco and to get back there. Now, I just filled up with gas before I went in, and it was about $10. I usually use up about a quarter tank in a week, a little more than a quarter tank in a week. So I looked at my gas tank thing, and it was about a quarter tank down. I hadn't filled up for about a week since. So it was a little over $10. So let's just say $10, okay? $10 a week. And then I said for chicken, if it was Costco rotisserie chicken, I would probably do 2 chickens a week at least, right? So that's like $5.50 with the tax. What does that come out to be then? That would be $11. So let's say $11 for chicken. How much did I say? We estimated about $4 a day for pizza and a hot dog thing, right? That would be 20, right? 20 plus $20 plus the $11 for Costco chicken would be $31 plus about $10 for gas. That'd be $41 a week. Now I have to count the gas because if you didn't go to Costco to buy your pizzas and stuff, you wouldn't be using up all the gas, right? Because I don't go anywhere other than there anyway, and church. And some of this $10 is being figured in with the church trips too. So we usually go to church twice because Thursday night is our small group meetings and then church service on Sundays, right? So let's just make it $40, okay? For myself, I spent about $40. I think Mrs. Wright probably spends 20. 25 at most. She didn't need a whole lot. Mrs. Wright is fairly thin, okay? Unlike me. So let's say, let's not count her, okay? Just for me, about $40 a week. Now, my question to you is that a lot of money for a week's worth of groceries for a person? Food for a person, I should call it, really. Is $40 a week too much for a person for food for a week? Let me know, okay? Tell me what you spend for yourself. Now, some people will calculate it based on whole family, but we can't calculate it right that way because Mrs. Wright will eat whatever she eats. It's usually salads, Chinese food, not Chinese food, but like Chinese vegetables and things like that. I mean, she's a very healthy eater, unlike her husband. Yeah, so let's not count her, okay? So let's say for a person, is that, let me stop my watch from beeping there. Is $40 about right? Too much? Too little? Let me move this back here. Get the sun coming in this way. Let's kind of do that. So, yeah, $40. I have to count the gas because it wouldn't be needed if I didn't go to Costco so often. Let me know. All right. Here's another interesting thing too. I said I already did my grocery shopping today. It's not really grocery shopping, but some odds and ends that Mrs. Wright said that she would like to have me pick up. So that's already done. But here's what I use to look at the ads. It's an app called Flip. I don't know if it's nationwide, but I think it is. But you can double check. It's FLIPP. All right, 2 P's. Flip. And what it is basically all your grocery ads in your area. You just put in what your zip code is, and then all the ads in your area. So it's grocery ads, Target, Walmart, Best Buy, all those type of ads. Things that you would typically have seen on like a Sunday newspaper back in the day. Things we say, Anyway, I usually look at that for the ads to see what is on sale and things that I might have to buy, right? If somebody has chicken on sale or whatever, I'll check that. Now, here's an interesting thing I've noticed since being retired. I don't buy a whole lot of things other than food. Yeah. I don't look at the ads. Yeah. I only look at the food ads. Okay, so I don't look at like the Best Buy ad, or I don't look at the Target ads, the Walmart ads. I don't look at any of that stuff. And I find that as long as I don't know it exists, I don't know that I want it. So I save money that way. Hey, Russ is cheap, I told you. Tell me what you think. Do you do that? I kind of see it as if it's out of mind, it's, how would they say that? Out of sight, out of mind, right? Yeah, if I don't look at it, I don't know it exists, I won't want it. And because of that, I haven't spent a lot of money other than having to stay alive with food. Right now, okay. Now that $40 does not include going out. Like for instance, on occasion, we have done some food reviews recently. We've gone to some pretty expensive places and that too. Okay. But on a daily, typical daily thing, it'd be about $40 plus, I would say $40 plus whatever extra things we might actually do. Okay. Like give you an example, next week I'm gonna go back to Max Barbecue and Hot Pots in Arlington Heights. I'm gonna do that for lunch with some of our church friends from a church I used to go to when I grew up, right? And so I'm not counting that in, but if you think about it, that lunch is like $28 plus tax and tip. So that's not cheap, right? So that adds up. But let me know what you think. Is $40 of your typical thing, if you didn't count going out for special things like that? Is that about right? Too much? Too little? Let me know. I could cut that back even more. Just don't eat the Costco pizzas. Or I can do like what Mrs. Wright told me to do. She says, why don't you just buy a whole pizza, eat a slice here and there, and then heat up it when you want it again, and then you could save a few dollars. Technically you would, because there won't be any gas, right? And the whole pizza is like $10. A whole pizza typically is, for food court, a whole pizza is sliced into 6. So you could typically have that whole pizza one per day for 6 days, and it would cost you $10. Yeah, and then your gas money is only one time going to Costco. She says, but you drive all the time, you're wasting gas. True. I probably waste about $8, let's say, $8 in gas extra. And then the cost of the pizza is more because it's $2, $1.99. $2 times 6, that's 12. So it's $12 versus $10. So let's say to eat the pizza at Costco, that is, what are we calculating here? $2 difference plus the gas money difference, we estimate about $8. It's about $10 a week more to eat at Costco. Yeah, but here's how I look at it. The pizza's fresh every day versus I have to reheat it for a week, right? Or at least 6 times. I have to reheat it, and then I'm stuck at home. So I kind of see it as what did I say it was? Was it about $8 difference? The $8 a week is for my ability to have a little bit of fun and getting outside. No, there's not outside, but getting out of the house, right? And I've said this all along. The reason, I started to even do these vlogs is because I got to drive there, and I said, well, eventually, more from Russ will help pay for that difference, or even pay for my pizza. If you think about it, if we can hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm still waiting for this to happen. And if I can get monetized, I essentially would be paying my way for my pizza and doing these vlogs. In the meantime, since January of this year, I've been paying for it all, right? So if you want to help me out, hit the subscribe button. Then we don't have to worry about the costs of going to Costco every single day and doing a video almost every single day, right? See how that works out? Anyways, I got a notification for the More From Russ channel. I mean, Russ is right, is just way off the boards in comparison. I mean, we're at 23,000 subscribers almost. 22,600, something like that. 22,600, something like that. Right now we're at like 760 something here on More From Russ. But I got a notification that the More From Russ channel has over 10,000 viewing hours already. Yeah. I don't know, you have to get 4,000 viewing hours plus 1,000 subscribers, right? I don't know if that means 4,000 viewing hours after you get the 1,000 subscribers, or if the whole in total can count. Like, for instance, I'm already at 10,000 viewing hours. If I get 1,000, am I immediately monetized at that point? I don't know. Or is it 4,000 since the 1,000 viewers? I don't know. Somebody's riding, it looks like electric. Yeah. Just noticed a person riding an electric e-bike. Some lady. She's pedaling along. I will stay behind her. Anyways, put a comment below. Let me know what you think about the $40 and all that kind of stuff. Talk to you guys next time.